you fat lard, come get some dinner. Tina, you fat lard, come get some dinner.
Good morning. Hello. Hey, hi. My name is Jamie. Today is June 27th, 2023, and you're watching the Daily Hangout. It's our excuse to play some guitar and watch some videos with you every single day, and really it's just my kind of place to give myself an excuse to learn guitar. Let me adjust this light quick. So, good morning. We use this time in the mornings typically. It's a pretty early morning right now. We've got about 2 hours on the clock because it's very early and I couldn't sleep. Went to bed a little early, / late, but also was working right up until I fell asleep. So I was trying to work some stuff out with audio. There was buzzing going on, a lot of stuff going on this morning. But we wanted to say, hey, hello, and hi there, and welcome to the broadcast. We're going to go over a few different things. I thought I had figured out how to have my hotkeys working, but they're not, and I also thought I had figured out, just a bunch of stuff that's not going today. So thanks for sticking with us. If you're here, appreciate it. We're gonna pop off on Instagram really quick and just post on our story super quick. Thanks for waiting for just a moment. Just gonna streaming. Come hang out. Okay, perfect. So that's popped off. And we're good. So we're back to YouTube. Holy cow. So the schedule for the day, we're going to talk about some news, both in my life and in any other kind of news that we've heard about, and then the Trump classified documents. So we're going to go over kind of like some news, and then we'll watch some videos while we play guitar. We have some videos teed up from, well, why don't we check? We've got videos teed up from First Thought. We've also got More Perfect Union, and let's see here, Pinely, as well as a few retro videos we want to get to. So we are going to jump into it. We're going to be talking about Pinely's video on Dream called Dream Doesn't Know How to Be Famous. We're going to be watching the Ret Shell videos we talked about a few streams ago. We tried the custom shop, the cheapest Fender Strat, how the pros play chords, the most underrated guitarist of our time, and if we have time, ironically, we're going to watch How to Really Use Overdrive Like the Pros by Ret Shell. There's a few others up here. The Fall of Hard Knocks, Water Tankies by Hakeem, The Fall of Hard Knocks by That's Good Sports. These are all things we want to get to. We'll see how that goes. And then at the end of the day, we also really want to do some book work out of this book here, the Guitar Method Book 1 by Hal Leonard by Will Schmidt and Greg Koch. We're just, very stagnant in the middle of the front of the book, so we want to play through that and actually try and make it to some of these back pages rather than just being super intimidated by it. So there's some cool stuff in here. There's some sea shanty. It looks like somehow I ripped a page. That's fucking cool. So, and then after we're done that, we might play with some pedals, and yeah, then we'll wrap up. So thanks for joining us. Let's get into the first video by First Thought. It's a news update from yesterday.
In today's biased news, confusion in Russia, Greece gets stuck with the neoliberals again, and the far right claims a small victory in Germany. The neoliberal New Democracy Party in Greece has won another 4 years in power after parliamentary elections on Sunday, receiving nearly 41% of the vote. This comes as another setback for Syriza, the reformist, nominally left party that came to power in 2015 following the crippling debt crisis. As is common within European capitalist liberal democracies, Syriza was unable to bring about any meaningful change as a result of a gridlocked bureaucracy that refused to cooperate, powerful ruling class resistance, and EU pressure. As a result, they've suffered a loss of over 30 seats in parliament. Meanwhile, the Greek Communist Party won nearly 8% of the vote, though various far-right anti-immigrant parties also gained ground. The New Democracy Party is headed by Mitsotakis, a banker from an established family and son of the former prime minister. His political career has been mired by corruption scandals, allegations of wiretapping his rivals, and crackdowns on civil liberties. And the New Democracy Minister for the Interior is known to flirt with the far right, having stated in the previous election, quote, "We will never cede the country to the left. What our grandfathers defended with their rifles, we will defend with our votes. We will make all necessary interventions to ensure that the left never returns to power." This is in reference to the Civil War of 1946 through 49, when the nationalist armies backed by the West imposed an extensive white terror campaign against the Communist Party, which was poised to win an overwhelming victory in the democratic election. The new agenda for Greece follows attempts to increase tourism revenue and deal with the country's credit rating, with no real focus on the daily issues Greeks face from skyrocketing unemployment and inflation and crumbling infrastructure, which caused a deadly train derailment in February of this year. Whether lukewarm social democrats or neoliberals are in power, Greeks will remain at the mercy of a debt crisis they didn't cause and austerity politics they didn't choose, as the ruling class continues to siphon off more and more for themselves. Without a dedicated economic program towards socialism, the fundamental issues of the current Greek crisis will not be solved. In Russia, the defense minister was seen in video for the first time since the Wagner uprising against his leadership. Meanwhile, Moscow's mayor says security measures in the capital have been lifted and things are returning to normal. On the other side of the story, the criminal case against Wagner founder Prigozhin, accused of organizing the armed mutiny, has not been closed, even though the PMC commander was given guarantees that no case will be brought against him or the troops he deployed during last week's two-day spectacle. Only time will tell what the consequences of these strange events will be on Russia, Wagner, and the Ukraine war, with all sides trying to spin the events to their benefit. In other news, Pride Month isn't equally easy to celebrate in all corners of the world. In Turkey, for example, over 93 people were arrested during the Gay Pride Parade in Istanbul,
Holy
which
shit.
was previously banned due to Erdogan's strong anti-LGBT
I just gotta
policies.
check. I'm
And
just
yes,
gonna
the
cut
reasoning
the
is the
mic for a
usual
sec. I gotta
threat
check
to
the
family
audio.
values.
Thanks for bearing
Continuing
with, me
with
for a second.
Turkey, Erdogan told the NATO chief in a phone call on Sunday that Turkey had some objections to Sweden's membership. Erdogan issued an ultimatum that Sweden must put a stop to what he calls anti-Turkey protests by the Kurdistan Workers' Party, or PKK, in order to win Turkey's support. It has been labeled a terrorist group by Turkey, the EU, and the United States, and Erdogan has promised to block Sweden's accession into NATO until the protests are put down. In Germany, for the first time, the popular far-right party Alternative for Germany, or AfD, has won a district council election. Voters in the town of Sonneberg, located in former East Germany, elected the AfD candidate in a close runoff. The area has some 57,000 citizens, and is one of the smallest districts in Germany. Still, the AfD victory is a major breakthrough for the far-right party, whose Thuringia branch has been classified as far-right extremist by Germany's Domestic Intelligence Service. Right-wing rhetoric in Germany and throughout the West is on the rise once again. Over in Serbia, anger towards the president and his close ties with tabloid media, which is accused of inciting hatred and promoting violence, has led to widespread protests in the country. The demonstrations gained momentum. Thousands of people, including members of opposition parties, gathered in Belgrade and other cities for the Serbia Against Violence March. The protests have been ongoing for 8 weeks and have spread to 20 other cities. Resignations from the president, police, and the intelligence services. And in positive news, the state of Karnataka in India has introduced free bus travel for women and trans people. Previously, many women faced obstacles such as needing permission and money to use public transport. However, with this new initiative, women can now freely board buses at any time and travel to any part of the state without worrying about the cost. The response to this program has been overwhelmingly positive, with over 40 million women